I feel guilty if I ain't doing something to better myself, because what am I doing?
You got the gift, use it, embrace it. You're not gonna be here forever. And if you don't take the risk, then it's like you kind of just wasted your time.
People got to stop thinking pain is so bad. You have to tear those muscles in order for them to be rebuilt, to be stronger, you know what I'm saying?
Think about who you want to be and behave as if you are that person.
Or you could change today. If you really put in your mind, like, I want to be this type of person, you have your own life to live. You are your own person. You are responsible for you.
To be somebody that is aware of your own potential and to not act on it, bro, you're gonna drive yourself crazy.
Facts. And if there's anything that you want to do in life, don't leave any regrets until you try it.
I think too many of us take ourselves out the game because of that risk associated with the next level.
Yeah. Words are very powerful, and your attitude is something that you have to adjust in order to keep pushing and reaching wherever you want to go.
Hello everybody, I am Nick Johnson and welcome back to another episode of Grassroots. Today I have a very special guest and we'll be discussing the beauty of taking risks. This gentleman has built a brand and an identity on the idea of taking risk and how doing so can lead to a life that you didn't even imagine. So T, come on.
What's good, Nick?
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Doing good, brother. How you feeling? How's life for you?
I'm feeling good, bro. I'm feeling good. How about you?
I'm good, brother. I'm well. So having you here, one of the reasons, like I told you before, you were one of the first people, like when I first started the platform, that I really wanted to get on just based on like what I've seen you do. So tell the people about your brand and like who you are a little bit.
Yes, I have a clothing brand that I started back in 2020. It's called Willing Now Able. And the meaning behind that means you have to be willing to take risk in order to be able to get where you want in life. And I wanted it to make sense for many people that will have different walks of life, because anybody can relate to that. You have to be able to get uncomfortable in order to reach any desired goal, whether it's a designated position, you want to be your own boss, you want to start a nonprofit, like any of these things, it takes getting uncomfortable to get some success in it.
Absolutely. What do you think led you to that realization? Is that something you've always known, or have you always been a risk taker?
I'd say so. I've never been afraid to, or at least since I can remember, I've never been afraid to do things on my own and like just do things that other people, like, they'd rather play it safe. I don't really like to play it safe. Yeah. So and then just knowing that, like, I've seen lives of people playing it safe, and not to like diss anybody or anything, but it's a level of fulfillment that you cap at when you don't take those extra risks or do anything to reach anything else, you know?
Facts. I think one of the things I pride myself on is like doing what I want.
Yeah.
Like what you said really resonated with me. Like, I'm an only child, so the idea of just doing things has always been something that, you know, I've always like just been doing innately. But I can't say that I've always been a risk taker. You know, I think that's something that I've embraced more so as I kind of got into what you just said of kind of looking at things for what they are and being like, okay, these people are taking risks, they're getting the outcomes that I want, and these people aren't. And I don't necessarily want that. You know, I want more so a life that I can be fulfilled with. You know, I've never heard it like how you just like mentioned, like the cap to the fulfillment. But that's a great point, because it's like if you don't go after or take the risk to get what you want, you're limited to what the world is going to give you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's really about knowing that we only get one life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't. I mean, I do know that that reincarnation is a thing, but just as far as you, like in your life, like you being Nick Johnson, you can only be this Nick Johnson this one time. So why not give everything that you can?
Make the most of it.
Yeah.
Make the most of it.
For sure.
I remember, cause you said the brand 5 years.
Yeah.
I think, cause I remember when you first started it and you kind of broke that down to me. And low key, we was making music at the time. It was just like a crazy thing. And I think, cause we went to school for like a year together.
Yep. Year, senior year, I was a freshman. Yep.
And I think when I came home, and I think that was one of the reasons like we kind of even locked in for a minute anyways. And it's something I've always like respected and admired about you from afar, noticing that like just not being afraid to do things, you know, like not being afraid to do this, do that, and then ultimately building something on your idea. And I know that like on a walk over here, we were talking about like the scene. And I think when you get into certain scenes, you can come to believe that it's oversaturated. But when you look at the world, it's like, nah, there aren't that many people actually doing it. You know, because I think it's like going to the gym. If you go to the gym every day, you're gonna think everybody's in shape.
Right.
But it's like,
that's not everybody.
That's not the case.
On a different pace. You know what I'm saying? I think that's really what it's about too. It can be a lot of people doing something, but pace is different. You know what I'm saying? It's levels to everything.
For sure.
So it's like same thing like with podcasts, clothes, music. Anybody can do it. But as far as being consistent and having talent, building off of that, and being a student of whatever you're doing, that's what separates you.
Yeah. Where do you think you get your drive from?
Not wanting to be anything less than what I imagined when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always had that drive since I was a child. Like, I used to be a little dancing type of kid. You know what I'm saying? I was very loving for music, and loving for sports. So these are all things that, like, we see people, they take it to the top. They go to, you know what I'm saying, they go to the league. They become these big musicians. They show that it's possible. You know what I'm saying? So me saying that it's possible, and the fact that I'm not just doing it just to do it, I'm actually good at these things. That's like, you know what I'm saying? That's the drive. That's
embracing
the drive.
That talent, bro. You gotta embrace your strengths.
Fact, especially with supportive family and friends. Like, I got a very strong system, so it wasn't no reason for me not to do something.
That's big. That's big. What do you think leading up to this point is the biggest risk you've taken?
The biggest risk that I've taken, I'd say on the business side. Let's stick with business.
Okay.
So I'd say taking out more money or putting in more money than I even knew that I would get back.
Yeah. Just
by believing in my designs, believing in my marketing, and just really just going all in and saying, like, no matter how it turned out, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen a lot of success stories of people going all in, and I'll say truthfully that was me more so at the beginning of my design career. I got to get back into that mode. I still, like, I've never stopped working, of course, but
can't stop.
Yeah, but as far as like playing it a little safe, I've been catching myself playing it a little too safe. So now it's about to get back to putting it all out there.
I think it's easy to kind of get comfortable after so long, because the more you do it, the better you get.
Facts.
And then you start to rest on your talent a little too much.
Yeah.
But it's like, nah, you got to keep the gas going, because there is no ceiling. You know, you can keep getting better. There's always room to improve.
Facts. If you don't learn everything, then you might as well die.
No, facts. Because it's like, at that point, you got everything that, you know, if you did have it all, you know what I'm saying, figuratively, if you had it all, there would be nothing else to live for. But I think even like the exposure to new information, that kind of broadens your cap, you know, because now you go get some new information and you learn something new, whether it be about design, music, filming, or whatever. Now there are new questions.
Yes.
You know, so I think as risk takers, creatives, and just people in general, we have to find new ways to spark that curiosity, you know, and understand that there is like no end to it.
It's like with your craft, with relationships, you got to keep that fire burning some way, somehow, or you're gonna get complacent, you're gonna get bored, and then you might end up losing that feeling that you felt when you first fell in love with it. So you don't want to do that, because like it's people who, you know, they conquer one thing then go to the next, but if you really love something, you should want to just keep getting better in that one thing. You can do other things, but that should always be, you know what I'm saying, what you go to and what you want to continue to be the best at, because art in any form of fashion, it changes. Like, you can keep doing different things because evolves. You can make it. Like, you can literally be the pioneer of something. You can just keep pushing the limits. So yeah, so I'd say, that would be my biggest risk. What would you say your biggest risk has been?
Probably dropping out of college. Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one as well. That's a good one.
I think because a lot of people don't go to college, so a lot of people don't understand like the how great of an opportunity it is to go be around your peers. But I think after doing a couple years of college and getting that taste of freedom, and then finding myself, because I didn't start making music until college.
For real?
Yeah, I didn't start making music until I was like 19. So I mean, I was always singing as a kid, but I didn't start actually getting into songwriting and recording until I was like 19, and then discovering the fire that you mentioned for that. And it's just like, bro, I'm in these classes and I'm in this lecture, and it's like, bro,
You want to be.
I don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to do it. And it came to a point where I couldn't do it anymore. And it was a lot of pressure because, you know, you tell your mom, you dropping out, like, what?
Yeah, especially if they the ones funding most of it. It ain't a hard thing.
What? Like, no, you're not. But I had to make that decision for my life. And it's not a decision I regret in the slightest, because I think it has led me on this journey. I don't think I would be here talking to you, having this conversation, had I continued on that path. And like you mentioned earlier, I want to make the most out of this life. So, yeah.
Truthfully, and I dropped out as well. And like, kids, if you want to go to school, like if that's something you really want to do, we're not trying to persuade you from doing that.
School is a beautiful experience.
For sure. I definitely met some very cool people, and then just the ultimate experience. Like, I feel like everyone young should experience that, because it's a different type of vibe, bro.
I literally said the same thing.
Yeah, because I had went to Ferris State, then I went to Wayne State, and then just both were very, very cool experience. Met some very cool people. Just that aloneness, and it's like I was alone because I was the only one of my friends who had went up to school, and I went to Ferris, so that was 3 hours away from here. But the sense of, okay, I got this, and also just seeing how I found myself and bloomed in such an unfamiliar territory, that was very cool and humbling to me, just to see like how I'm going to operate as a man by myself, because I've always been okay with being a lone wolf, but that took it up a notch. So I think that was also a good risk, but just coming to the terms that, okay, I'm here, but I don't necessarily need to be here. When I was at Ferris State, I didn't start my brand yet, but I knew that like this whole time that I wanted to be a business owner. Yeah. I didn't know what type of business. I actually came up with the name up there.
Really?
I was in my dorm room just thinking like, okay, I know I want to be some type of owner to something. So the name has to make sense. So I'm just coming up with different names, and then I say willing, now able. Willing, now able. And then this goes back to me saying how it fits with any type of walk of life, because I wasn't even thinking about clothes when I came up with that name. I just took that down, put it in my notes, and I had looked it up, and I'm like, nobody used this before.
Facts.
I'm like, all right, bet, that's mine. So I took that down, left it alone, and I don't think I started making clothes till probably later on that year. And that's by the time I done came home, because the pandemic had happened at that time. So school was definitely a good experience, but I just feel like for certain careers and certain passions, it's not necessarily a requirement.
I think you touched on something very important right there. I heard Steve Jobs say, you don't connect the dots moving forward, but you can always connect them moving back. And this is a conversation I've been having a lot lately with different people about how you mentioned you wrote it down and that sort of planted the seed. Then it sprouted later on when it probably came to you at a time when it was unexpected. Like, I'm about to just do this. Like how I told you, I always knew I wanted to have, you asked me before we started recording what made me do this, like this podcast or whatever. I've been having this sort of idea in my mind for about some years now. Okay. It was gonna be called like something else like a couple years ago, but I knew I wanted to have conversations with people and like create a platform for people to tell their stories. So like doing things and having ideas and getting back to it, taking a risk to actually do something. Do something with your time, do something with your talent, because I heard Madonna say this yesterday. She was like, I am not the owner of my creativity, I'm just the manager. You know, and I was like, damn, I never heard nobody say it like that, but it's true, because all of this is God-given.
Thanks.
You know, so you give it to you and you have to do something with it, you know what I'm saying? Filter it through your unique person, your identity, whoever you are. So like, I don't know, I really enjoy that the most about the process of just like I'm into it now, you know?
And figuring out how God wants you to use it. Because that's definitely a key part of these passions and just careers. Certain people, they get into to these modes of like feeling like, oh yeah, I did this, like you can't take all the credit. And then also, even if you do give God some credit, but you start taking that gift that he gave you and doing things with it that it's like it's just not aligning, you will see that's like it's easy as it was given. It's not even him taking it, it's you giving it away because you're just not handling the correct way.
Yeah,
So,
it will humble you.
mm-hmm.
The arrogance and the ego.
Yeah.
That's one, I think, as creative people or people that start to see success, that's something we constantly have to remind ourselves of. And it's not to, like I always say, I don't humble myself to man, but it's like humbling myself to God.
Right.
You know, like I don't do these things to put myself
Mm-hmm.
beneath, you know, anybody around me. But I do understand that what I have and what I possess is not mine
Facts.
to brag or boast over, because
Absolutely.
this life is a finite experience. How you mentioned before, I'm only Nick Johnson for a minute, you're T for a minute. So it's like, with the gifts that we have, let's use it. And I think, like, just living a life that is maximum fulfillment.
Yeah.
It's like, do what you got to do, bro.
Uh-huh.
Do what you got to do. If you got the gift, use it, embrace it, because you're not going to be here forever.
You know.
And if you don't take the risk, then it's like you kind of just wasted your time. You know, and it's like, does it really matter? I think a lot of us deal with, like, fear at the beginning.
Yeah, but it's like, I feel like, I think I said this on one of, like, my most recent posts on my business page, but I'm saying, when it comes to fear, one thing that frightens me more than taking a chance on something would be me being stagnant. That's scary. Like, staying in one place for the majority of your life, that's scary to me.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's scary. I don't want to leave no regret.
Oh, fact. It's like being on 2K and you a brown shirt the next year. Like, you ain't level up
You
your
didn't
character
have no
at
type
all.
of want
No
or
drive, no
yearn.
ambition, no nothing. And it's so much out here to experience. There's so much out here to learn. And I think having that curiosity, it'll just take you so far.
Facts.
You know, taking that leap of faith and just stepping out on a woman. It's like, okay, like, I'm gonna do it.
Yep.
I'm gonna just do it. Like, cause it's what I want to do.
Facts. And I like what you said as far as, like, curiosity, because people who have a natural talent at something, they it's people who think that they know everything just because they got the talent, or they know what they know and they want to learn more, so they're willing to be a student and they have a mentor, or just be a student of other people who have done it better than them or bigger than them. And just knowing that, like, you can learn from people who are, or may seem to be higher than you, and people who, you know, are younger or got less experience, because everybody has something different to bring to the table.
A unique perspective.
Facts. And I had this conversation with my girl, like, she had asked me, like, what do I want to do with my brand long term, like, as far as, like, when I, you know, do get bigger. And even now, like, I do it, but I like to help other brands. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as putting them hip to, you know, certain things that I use, certain programs, and then just what I would want to do in a long term, you know, once the capital get there, is people who don't come from rich families. Like, I didn't grow up rich, but, like, I mean, I didn't grow up piss poor, but as far as, like, just being fortunate enough to have everything funded just at the snap of, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't that. So I would like to help kids and just younger entrepreneurs who have a very pure, raw talent. They just don't have a medium to express it through, or just a certain capital to get them the coverage that they need. So they're feeling like they're getting trapped, and they're having to deal with their daily lives as far as just working a job that's completely out of the scope of what they want to do. So they're losing it. You know what I'm saying?
That's major.
Yeah.
Because those jobs take up so much of your time, bro.
Yeah, and it'll make you
It'll
feel
drain
like
you.
it's not real, like it's not realistic for your dream to happen, and or you just give up. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of times the people at the jobs aren't necessarily aligned with what you're thinking about either.
Facts.
You know, they don't necessarily believe that what you're chasing is possible. And I think that can make it even more frustrating. I know, like, from personal experience, it got to the point where I just, like, stopped talking about what I want to do at work, because it's
that negative energy.
It's
it
just
starts
negative.
to eat at some point.
And it's just, you know, if you're not mentally strong enough, or if you're not like fortified or have a strong enough foundation of what you're building or what you want to do, it can throw you off. It'll really throw you off. And I think another reason why I wanted to create a platform like this is for people that may be experiencing that to know that, hey, you're not the only one going through what you're going through.
Facts.
You know, there are other people out here that are aligned with you. You may not be in proximity to them, but through all of these different things that we have now, like the internet, social media, you can align with people that think the same way you do, which is one of the biggest blessings that I think like technology provides us. And just being able to
that connection.
you know, build that connection, build that network of people, and get your work out there.
Facts.
I'm sure you've met a lot of people.
I met, man, see, and that's probably the coolest thing about being a clothing designer, since I've started designing clothes, I've met so many cool people that I never would have even probably came face to face to if I wasn't doing what I was doing.
Yeah.
Like, like I'm talking like people that I'm actually, like, I consider them, you know what I'm saying, a brother, a sister. Like, I really have met some very cool people, and we do cool things. Like, and to see them just go off and go crazy with what they're doing, it shows us a whole nother side of life, and that just makes you more hungry to just achieve anything that you want to, because we see how things can be as far as just laying down and saying, all right, I'm gonna just do what I gotta do. But when you start doing what you want to, that gotta do is like, do I gotta do that? I think I want to do this. If I do this, like I say I want to, I can get to the point where I can wake up and choose what I want to do every day, and then go out and make it to where somebody else can have that same type of, you know what I'm saying?
Pass that torch, pass that opportunity, because so many people need it. It'll make the world a better place if more people had access to resources.
Facts.
But I think given the position that we're in now, having the job that we have, it'll just make it that much sweeter.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, I know you have, because I think everybody has on their creative journey, but at times, do you ever still feel isolated?
For sure. So that's the thing, like, just when it comes to me, like, how I've always been okay with being by myself. Like, even though I got very good friends, like people I done grew up with since I was a kid, like literally probably like 5th grade, 3rd grade, whatever. But I've always been okay with being by myself. And then, like, even, you know, with me moving farther away, it's easy to feel isolated. You know what I'm saying? But I do my best at managing that and just making sure, you know, I'm just keeping my head straight, and just continuing to be tapped in with family and my friends to a good extent, to where, you know, like, I'm not just losing myself. But it has been times where, just like with the business, where I feel like things weren't going how I had thought it would, and just feeling like, man, like, is it gonna work? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not even doubt within my craft, it just wasn't getting the attention. So it makes you just want to close out. But that goes back to the complacentness and whatever. It's like, don't you know that this has been the same thing that happened to many people who done blew through that?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
You're not the first person to go through what you're going through.
Yeah. And it's like, and just also thinking about it, it's people that you literally seen go through way worse. You can get out of that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Don't, like, it's okay to feel things, we human. You know what I'm saying? But having a victim mentality and,
that's
feeling like you
terrible.
can't, you know what I'm saying? Feeling like it's over with, it's never over with until you truly decide that it is, and then it will be. But words are very powerful, and your attitude is something that you have to adjust in order to keep pushing and reaching wherever you want to go.
I think that confidence and getting through those struggles comes from constantly getting over them. Because you go through something one time, it's like, okay, I didn't think I was gonna make it through that. Second time, it's like, okay, now we got momentum, and then you keep getting to the point. It's like lifting weights. You know, that first time you may not be able to get that 135 up, but the more you keep pushing it, you're gonna get through it, and you're gonna just build that strength to where, like, now when these obstacles present themselves, it's like, I'm not tripping about that.
Facts.
I think you can apply that to any realm of life. It's just the more you're willing to go through those challenges, or not being afraid to fail, and more so not being afraid to fail publicly. Like, a lot of us want to hide our failures.
That's
and
the power of the internet. That's the Instagram. You get to pick and choose what you want to show, and it's like, nobody's saying you got to expose yourself. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, as far as if it's seen publicly, like, I'm human. Nobody's perfect. Don't let this Instagram, Twitter, none of that fool you. Everybody has their flaws. We're literally flawed. That's why, like, if we weren't, then God wouldn't have no reason to die. You know what I'm saying? Jesus wouldn't have no reason to die. So, what you were saying about the lifting weights, I wanted to go back to that, because a good thing to go with that is how you gotta build that endurance to, you know, lift that higher weight. It's painful. You know what I'm saying? So pain, like, people gotta stop thinking pain is so bad. You have to tear the muscles in order for them to be rebuilt, to be stronger. You know what I'm saying? So don't be scared of pain. Don't be scared of change.
Pain is growth.
if it's uncomfortable, that usually means good. You know what I'm saying? Like if you will know the difference between real uncomfortability to the point where it's like you probably shouldn't be doing this versus uncomfortability where it's like this is a little, you know what I'm saying, sketchy, but it's giving you fulfillment. You know what I'm saying? And you can
it's
see
helping you develop into the person that you're supposed to be.
And you can see the progress that is potentially there. So
I think you got to keep that vision in your mind. One of the things that helped me was somebody said you got to have an ideal version of the person you want to be in your mind, and really think about that. So I tell my friends this all the time, to those of us that are building, think about who you want to be, you know, and it's called the law of assumption, and behave as if you are that person, and the world and the universe around you will adapt to that. But if you go out into the world and you continue to identify with the version of yourself that the world expects of you, or the job expects of you, or just that version of you that isn't accomplished or isn't willing to go do the things, willing or able, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that's, you know, it's like willing or able, but I know it's like, if you're not that person, then the world will never treat you like that, and you won't create or manifest situations that are in alignment with that. So if you want to be this disciplined person, or whatever it is that you want to be, act in accordance with what that is, whether that's waking up earlier than you usually do, going to sleep earlier than you usually do, protecting your energy from people that may be trying to take it away from you, or not engaging in certain conversations. I think and
it's so easy to fall back into your old self, because that's what you're comfortable with. See, you see, it's comfortable. That uncomfortable change of changing that personality, and you probably feel like, man, like we young, you know what I'm saying? You would like probably 27, 20, you about to be 30. Yeah.
Hey, relax, chill.
But no, just getting to a certain age and it's like, man, it's too late for me to change. That is not true.
Yeah.
It's not true. It's people who literally turned up at 40. And
we're still very new to this life thing.
Facts. And it may seem like, because even since the pandemic, it seems like time has been moving very fast.
Man.
Even this year. But you always, like, you got the time. Even if you don't even know, like, if your last day could be tomorrow, you could change today. If you really put in your mind, like, I want to be this type of person, and you meant it in your heart, and you started, like, acting in the world as if that was the case, that's how you would come off to a person who encountered you before your last day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that change, you'll feel it. You'll start to feel it. And one thing that's been a big theme in my life is embracing the momentum. I think the more I make these intentional decisions, and I'm like, okay, I feel it now. I feel things starting to pick up. And like how you said, it's so easy to get comfortable and not resting back in that comfort. Like, no, like I feel the momentum. Just keep going and keep going. It's like if you feel yourself, if you hot in the third quarter, you got 27, bro. Don't stop at 27. You feel me? Keep going, because you may around get 40, 45.
Coach, don't take me out the game.
You know, like, don't take me out the game, because I'm feeling it right now. I think too many of us take ourselves out the game because of that risk associated with the next level.
It's like
do I really want to do that?
Succeed.
Yeah, it definitely is, bro.
And that's the crazy thing. That's real. That's like a battle with career, a battle with faith. If you feel it's like people are scared to see the ultimate best version of themselves, because I don't even know why. It's like, do you fear that it will intimidate people who you were once so close with, because, you know what I'm saying, like, you are at a level that you may feel like they might not be at yet, or do you feel like you not done with your worldliness, or, you know what I'm saying, or how you were, to the point where you're ready to just cut ties completely and grow even more? But it's like, why not?
I think it's a lot of things, like how you mentioned, kind of moving away from the people that you've been around. I think it's just a fear of missing out on the comfort that you've been feeling.
Facts.
And it's a fear of what that greatness may bring.
Yeah, feeling like you're starting over.
Yeah, and I feel like within the world we're taught not to be great. Like the greatest people
taught to fall in line.
You know, fall in line. I think the greatest people are always punished. I used to have this Albert Einstein picture on my wall, and it said, "Brilliant minds are always met with violent opposition by mediocre minds." You know, so I think that with people having a subconscious understanding of that, it keeps so many people from not pursuing their highest version. And I'm sure you've heard that poem, like the Coach Carter poem. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate, but our deepest fear that we are powerful beyond measure. Because we don't know what that'll take in this moment. Because a lot of us start from what we perceive to be behind. But it's like, okay, if I'm way up there, what will that do? What would that bring? I don't know. Kind of scared of it though, so I'm gonna chill here.
And it's like, we can't discredit that fear because it's a lot.
No, it's a real fear, bro.
It's a lot to deal with, just as far as like managing that, and then it's like a very crazy level of power for a human. You know what I'm saying? Just to be that intact with your mind and being that intact just with your movements and being that calculated it's a lot to deal with. So people would rather not. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me make it, thinking that it's making it easier on themselves, but it's like in some way it's making it difficult for you.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you know who you are. And you have to live with the awareness, because a lot of people don't know who they are.
Yeah.
So it's like we can't really discredit them, or we can't really say anything about them for not embracing what they can do, because they're not necessarily aware of it.
Yeah.
But to be somebody that is aware of your own potential and to not act on it, bro, you're gonna drive yourself crazy.
Facts. And it's like, with that, with you knowing that you don't got to start a business, you don't have to, like, you can be the best employee for somebody that you want to be, but it's just about knowing yourself. You should never have your identity in someone with higher authority, a celebrity. Like, you shouldn't look to anybody else for fulfillment but yourself and God. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that's really all you got.
I'm about to say that's all it is.
Whether really you got a twin, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know your mama love you dearly, but at the end of the day, you have your own life to live. You are your own person. You are responsible for you. So, man, it's easier said than done, because I can say I'm not the best version of myself, but I'm definitely pushing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I definitely don't want to be okay with being anything less.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's to the point now where I feel guilty if I ain't doing something to better myself, because what am I doing?
I think that has been major in my life. Like, the guilt I've been feeling, but not only the guilt, there's also a guilt, and I'm down about to vent to you real quick, but it's like the guilt I feel from pulling away from people that I was close to in the pursuit of the risk that I'm taking. That's a very, like, real feeling, and it's very challenging to navigate, because it's like, what do I do? Because I don't want the people that I love the most to feel like
that it's like that you saying,
like I'm better than them.
It's not even that.
But it's not that. I'm truly in a space of trying to embrace myself completely, you know, and doing everything, whether that may be being super disciplined, you know, or just being super focused in a way that people may not understand.
Yeah.
And that's something that you just have to deal with. You know, look at the Kobe Bryants, the Michael Jordans of the world, and just the level of mental toughness and just strength that they had, and what they really did and how they really thought, which drove them to being themselves, like who we know them to be. You know, and I look at T, I look at so many other people who have the potential to be massive people, to have massive change, like how you described, you want to really help people. Bro, I truly believe that's possible, and I'm not just saying that because it's fluff, but I see, because you could have given up on what you were doing. It's been 5 years. You know, at this point, more than that, considering how long you've been thinking about it. So you could have not even started, you know, but you went out on that limb and you took the risk that was associated with you becoming the best version of yourself. And that version, that ideal version, will expand the more we continue to grow, to where the point, like, we can have a conversation years from now and totally different, you know, it'll be a totally different conversation. Looking back on what we did at a certain time, and looking back on all the steps and all the trials and tribulations that we had to overcome. Yeah, bro.
Also with that, like how you said, having that fear of leaving certain people to find yourself. People who truly want the best for you, they gonna appreciate that. They gonna not even appreciate that because they gonna love the type of friend you come back to be. You know what I'm saying? But also they gonna respect that you want to be better. You know what I'm saying? And that's accountability from a friend. Like, you know what I'm saying? Having a friend group where you do want each other to be the best possible person. That's a real, you know what I'm saying, friend group. That's a real family.
Bond,
They want you to be the best person that you could possibly be. Who wouldn't want that? And someone who makes it about them when it's your life, that's insane. You know what I'm saying? So
it's selfish.
So that's like one of those things where it's like natural selection. People weed themselves out. So anybody that you lost and didn't regain, that just probably mean it wasn't never gonna work out. You know what I'm saying? If you were looking for the better version of yourself.
Have you dealt with that? Like losing out on like friends, or like going your separate ways with people along this journey?
Not real friends. I say my brother's still my brother. My brothers have been that since we was kids.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, the most we done did is probably had a heated argument, done boxed or whatever. But as far as like real friends, I ain't lost a real friend.
Yeah,
you know?
I could say the same. I think in terms of business, people have come and gone. But like even like me and Tara got into it like a couple weeks ago. But like that's my family, you know. That's like that's my brother. So it's like we got through it and we resolved it. And I think that made the bond stronger because I think it's just a lot of energy. As I look at somebody like you, somebody like him, that are very passionate people. You know, we're all in the pursuit of achieving our goals, which can create a lot of energy that may bump heads. But I think there's also a level of level-headedness that we can come back to and even have a conversation like this, or another means of finding a solution to just continue on that path. You know, because like we said, there's a respect there. Because I know that the people that I surround myself with that are in pursuit of whatever it is that they want, they're gonna do it with or without me. And I think that makes you easier to trust as a human being. Have you read The Way of the Superior Man?
No, I haven't read that one.
You should get that. It's a real good book. It's it's about manhood.
Okay.
And one of the chapters, it talks about living at your edge as a man, which is kind of like what this conversation is about. But basically, as a man, you should always be trying to push that limit. You know, as a human being, I think you should always be trying to push that limit. But it makes you more of a trustworthy human being when I can rely on T to go hard whether I'm around him or not. You know, I know that regardless if I'm paying attention or I'm not paying attention, he's gonna deliver every time. And that makes you a very trustworthy person. Because it's like, if you can deliver to yourself, I don't have no problem. Hey T, I want to do this episode. Pull up, I'm there, right on time. You feel me? So it all goes back to that willingness to be a risk taker and step out on your own. You got to be able to step on your own and stand on your own.
You said it's called The Way of the Superior Man? The
Way of the Superior Man. I'm gonna show it to you after this.
And that kind of brings you back to that when you were asking if I had felt isolated, just as far as like me feeling like my brand wasn't getting the attention that I had liked. And that kind of brings in a valid point is me saying, man, I really don't care with, who sees it. I'm doing this, like, I design clothes that I'll wear. I don't really care who will wear it. Like, I know somebody, like, I hope y'all like it. But as far as, like, I'm designing clothes that I like. If you like it, that's a plus.
Because it's your expression. It's your thing,
And so when I just took the mind out and was like, bro, just drop. Like, just design, drop. And don't care how it turned out, just pop it, you know what I'm saying? Like, put the clothes on, go out and style it on your own, style models how you want, and they gonna see it regardless. But do I care at this point? Like, I don't. Long as I got, like, I'm the type of person, if I got everything that I designed and I was like, I like that, that's fine with me. You know what I'm saying? That's fine with me.
Cause you rocking yours right now.
Yeah, this unreleased.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yo, this unreleased. This is gonna be in the next collection.
Okay.
And that's actually gonna be my last drop of the year.
Okay. And then when you think that's gonna come?
About not next week, probably the week after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's gonna be some restocks in there, and then a few new items, a couple things, really everything in that drop for the ladies, like they can wear.
Okay.
But after this one, I'm gonna take a break. Obviously, I'm still gonna be in the realm of doing what I'm doing, but as far as I'm already thinking of 2026, so that's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna do something crazy for this upcoming year. So it's the focus gonna shift towards that.
What have you learned the most about yourself through your creative journey and process?
That I'm a freak. Like, my mind is insane. Like, I come up with things, I don't even know how I do it. Like, I just get into a mode and I just start designing, and I just be taking a step back, like, you know what?
I did that, yeah.
I'm valid. Like, it's nothing nobody can tell me, like, at the fact that I do this. Like, all these ideas come from my head and I can produce them in real life. That's like a magic power.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I'm
it
saying?
absolutely is magic. I think the idea of creativity in general is magic.
Yeah.
Because it's a spiritual thing for you to see something or hear something or feel something and then materialize it into the real world. I think that's an untapped superpower by a lot of people. So having the ability and the willingness to do it and tap into it, it's like, yeah, like it does give you that rush. Like, yeah, I'm really on something. I'm on something different.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, I ride around listening to my music all day. All day. Because like how you said, it's like I don't care if like other people consume it. If they do, it's a plus.
Yeah.
But it's like to witness something. I think Farrakhan talked about that. Like the greatest pleasure that a person can feel is bringing an idea to life. Because it's like, oh, I think, you know, so it's like having a kid.
Yeah.
It's like having a kid. Like, this is real. Like, I made this. You know, I made this through, like, an idea. It all came through an idea.
Facts.
And I blocked out the world. Because a lot of times when we create these things, like how you said, you were all alone at college and the name came to you and you were sitting there like, damn, what could it be? But it came to you. But it's like embracing that isolation.
Yeah.
Which is really not even like isolation. It's really just like...
It's really... I'm my best company, for real.
Sure.
I talk to myself. If you don't talk to yourself, you might not be sane.
Yeah.
Because you are literally the person that you can confide in the most. As far as a mortal, that's who you can confide in the most. That's who already knows everything about you. You know what I'm saying? And then it's, I don't know, like the relationship with yourself is the most important mortal relationship. Because if you don't know yourself, you won't be able to give anything to anybody else.
I think embracing that solitude...
A benefit, at least.
I think embracing that solitude is the most important thing. Because a lot of people are afraid of themselves in terms of their own thoughts. So they run to like distractions or vices because some of the things that they may be dealing with may feel too heavy in that moment.
Facts.
But I think...
But you got to face it at some point.
You have to, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Everything else is temporary. Whether it's you got somebody who you confide, never confide in one person, put your all into that person, because anybody, like anything, they can leave, they could die, like any of these things are possible, and then after that, then what? You still got something to deal with. So
you got to be able to deal with it internally, you know, between you and God, and that inner voice that'll guide you to whatever you need to know. You just have to be willing to have that conversation and be still.
It's a word for everything that you can possibly go through. You just got to have that relationship with God and yourself. And how I look at it is like, go through plenty of crazy things, but I look in the mirror and I'm like, you straight, you gonna be straight.
For sure.
Because you ain't got no choice but to be straight, you know what I'm saying?
What else are you gonna do? Like,
I can't crumble. I got way too many people depending on me, and just things that I've had planned for myself since I was a child, things that, you know, I want to make sure I got in line for my kids when I have them. I got a beautiful niece, and I want to make sure that she can do anything that she wants. So it's like being in that victim mindset, or just staying
stuck by choice.
It's not a feasible or realistic or smart thing to do.
No, it's not.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you won't get anywhere.
Facts.
And you're choosing not to go anywhere. But I think you'll get somewhere just by effort alone. You know, you can find yourself. And if you don't get to exactly where you want to go, you got somewhere, you gain some type of experience. But okay, now I know kind of what the journey is about. Let me apply what I've learned.
At least fizzled out of that initial state.
You're not stuck no more. You're not in that bubble no more. So now let me take what I learned from this situation, go over here. Okay, now I'm more equipped. And we talked about earlier, like building that strength. You know, like now I can do that 135.
Yeah, I can take that pain. I can
get a couple reps in, you know, and then okay, now let me go over here. I can probably get 3 reps, and just continuing to progress on that, and continuing to just do what you know you supposed to do, what you have to do in order to make the most out of your life. Because, bro, you're right. We only get one life, bro. We only get an opportunity to do this thing for a limited amount of time. You know, in 100 years. All of the judgment that you fear, you know, anybody that could be judging you right now, bro, they're not even gonna be around.
Facts.
But I would much rather be judged for the work that I did do. One of the things I always say is like, bro, it's all about the work. Yeah. It's all about the work. The work is meant to outlast you. You know, say like, you could stop making a shirt right now. Like, I still have a shirt you made that you don't make no more. It's in my closet right now. But it's like, you don't make the shirt anymore, but the work is gonna stand. So it's like, embracing that and doing things. That's the coolest thing about this stuff, you know? Too. Podcast, music, legacy, bro. Yeah, legacy. Having something that is going forever to be around. Like people like, who is Nick Johnson? They can type your name up and they can see these things. For sure. You know what I'm saying? And when I want people to know like who like the real me. You know, I don't want it to just be like an assumption. Yeah. I want to have things into the world to be like, that was him. Like, he dropped that song, that's what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like he did the podcast, this person, that's what he wanted to do. That's who he was. And I'm sure you feel the same thing. It's like when when T put a design out, like how you said, that's what he wanted to do. It wasn't about pleasing the crowd or doing what other people around you wanted to do.
What are you doing it for, and whose is it? It's not yours, it's theirs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you don't let your craft become theirs because you were worried about appeasing and impressing.
Now you a puppet.
Man.
You a puppet.
You might be perfect for the industry, but
yeah.
But just as far as autonomy and really getting like a sense of fulfillment, honest fulfillment, genuine, you gotta do what makes you happy, whatever that is, and don't let nobody or anything sway you from that.
Yeah.
You know, because you only got your life, and these people aren't living your life. They can really care less of what you do.
I think we overestimate how much people are invested into what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we think that everybody is being so critical of us. Because that's how it may feel, you know, like if your post doesn't get any likes. I know, like, sometimes my posts don't get as many likes as I wanted to. Man, why these things ain't, you know what I'm saying? Why my posts ain't? But it's like, nobody's really thinking about it. I think more so flipping to the mindset of, okay, I'm going to make something, first of all, that I want to make, but I'm also going to make it undeniable. I'm going to get as real and close to myself as I possibly can and put it into the world as raw as possible so that you can't deny it. I don't care if you like it or not. Yeah. But you're going to see it. And you're going to know, like, this is what it is, period. Like, this is what we own. And that's it.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real. It's fun though, man. That's another thing about just that doing what makes you happy, and then like choosing the untraditional way of life, like to see how far you can go. It's fun. Yeah. Like that's life ain't always got to be so serious. That's the problem now. Like, if you are getting to the point where life is no longer fun to you, I feel sorry for you, because when you do things that get you in the element, or like when you are in the element, like when I'm at a pop-up, a fashion show, a fashion event, bro, I feel so alive, because this is what I've been wanting. Like this, you know what I'm saying? Like this has been the plan this whole time, to be around like minds, to be around people who appreciate what I do, and also just being around my art. Like, I'm turning around, I'm looking at my clothes, and I'm like, I did all this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
that's a beautiful thing, bro. Yeah. For sure. That's a beautiful thing. Yeah. I know with creativity, it to continuously do it is a discipline. Like, how do you stay disciplined these days? It's easy in the beginning. Yeah. Yeah. So these days, I think it's been fairly easy for me just the whole duration of my career, just because when people have a brand, they usually start out with the one design and they push that super heavy, but I was immediately eager to show how diverse I could be with my designs. So I think that's what has kept me going all these years, just wanting to show how versatile my style could be when it comes to it. And then just my different ideas, like just that, and then seeing other brands. It's a lot of dope brands out here who take it serious, and I appreciate brands that take their craft serious. So just seeing certain commercials and just authentic ideas, and like, you know, let me get in my bag, you know what I'm saying, and do something cool. And I just love everything about fashion, just as far as commercials, creative directing, styling, the designing process, filling different fabrics. Like, these are all things that to some people they don't want to do all these things, but I love doing everything. So I think that's how I don't get complacent, and I keep that fire there, because I just love to see the progress within my own brand. So anything that I can do to enhance the way people see willing, now able, and just the way that I like see possible, I'm gonna try to achieve that, and also just being authentic to myself the whole time, and making things that I like, you know. And so the question that it was ultimately, you were saying, how do I keep that fire there and that discipline? So yes, I would say that's how. So I know that you're still making music. For sure. So how do you keep the discipline when it comes to that? Because I stopped. Yeah. I think I said this before, but I think it's ultimately just what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, like I spend a lot of time in solitude and I just have ideas.
Yeah.
You know, and music has always been like that safe space for me to just go and just get into the zone. Like I'm in the zone when I'm making music. And now kind of venturing into different spaces like podcasting and just talking to people, it's just always there for me. So it's not like it's not a crutch of any sort, but it's just when I get into that mode, I get into that mode. And that's it's like basketball. So it's like when I was young, I thought I was going to the league. Like you couldn't have told me I wasn't going to the league. So I think just having that dream and embracing that inner child and knowing that I can do it. You know, I really can do it. So let me give it what it deserves. So when I am in that mode of making music, I'm locked in. Like the world is not a factor to me.
Yeah.
You know, so the discipline and that is easy. I think I more so lose discipline on the things outside of the music when it comes to like embracing the music, which I don't necessarily view as a bad thing because that's what I want the most.
Facts.
You know, that's what means the most to me. But that's my most expressive medium, or that's what I enjoy doing the most. So yeah, it just comes down to me wanting to do it,
right,
and just doing it.
I miss it. I ain't gonna lie, music was fun.
Yeah,
I will
for
say
sure.
music was very, very fun.
It brings something out of you. It brings something out of you.
Yep.
For sure. I want to ask you, what's one thing if you could leave the people with?
I'd say find yourself, truly believe in you before you go looking for anything else. Truly be connected with yourself. And if there's anything that you want to do in life, don't leave any regrets until you try it. Like I said, you only get one life, and you don't want to die unfulfilled or just any sense of regret. You don't want to leave that behind. So anything that you can do, or rather you gotta, you know what I'm saying, like look into how to get the process started on whatever. If it seems so far-fetched, try it. You never know what comes of it. There's people who literally are overnight sensations. It's people that it take 10 years, but it's about the intent. Be intentional.
For sure.
And you can achieve pretty much anything.
Yeah. Well, T, I appreciate you coming on, brother.
Absolutely, bro.
It's been a pleasure, great conversation. Like I said, you were one of the first people that I thought of when I created this platform, and I'm happy we were able to, you know what I'm saying, make this happen. Just seeing what you've been able to do. First, I want to say I'm proud of you, you know, for continuing, you know, just continuing to continue, you know, and continue to apply pressure, you know, in a world where some people fall off due to whatever reasons, bro. Like, I really want to say, like, it's admirable that you put yourself and your designs into the world for people to experience and for people to go express your ideas through garments and just clothing and different things. And the idea and the brand that you crafted, you know, it means more than you even realize now, you know. So once again, I thank you. In terms of like the idea of just the beauty of taking risks to anybody watching or listening, I just want all of you to know that, like how T said, you get one life to live, and you should always just go after whatever it is that you want. I think in every dreamer's life, you know, you come to that point where you have to take the leap of faith. You got to take that leap of faith, and you just have to go for it, whether that comes in the form of taking out loans or dropping out of school. You know, you have to go for your dreams, because the dream has been given to you for a reason, and it's something that you should embrace constantly, regardless of if you're feeling down or if you're feeling upset or you just feel like things aren't going your way in the moment. Understand that these obstacles are just there to challenge you and ultimately mold you into being the person that you are capable of being at the highest level. Continue to keep that ideal version of who you want to be in your mind, and with the right amount of effort, you know, consistency and persistence, you'll get to where you want to go. So once again, T, I thank you for coming on this platform.
Absolutely,
it's been a great conversation. I am Nick Johnson, aka your favorite cousin. And if I haven't already, I officially welcome you all to the Purple Era. I will catch you on the next one. Yes, sir.
That was tough.